there, Sagittarius, and welcome to your August 2018 love reading with Divine Love Tarot. I want to thank you and welcome you to my channel, whether it's your first time here or your return viewer or subscriber. I hope the message resonates for you, and if you find that it isn't resonating for you, it is a general reading, so it may not resonate for everyone. And you can also check out your moon sign, your rising sign, or even your Venus, because sometimes those planets are more prominent in your chart. All right, guys, so this is your love reading. Happy August. Okay, guys, I'm very happy. This is like my favorite month of the year. July, August is like my favorite time of the year. What else do I want to talk about? Is there anything else I want to talk about? No, I think it's time. Let's just get into the reading, okay? It's August, Sagittarius. What's going on for you guys, okay? First card is going to represent your current energy. All right, what's going on with you right now? And we've got the Seven of Pentacles, okay? So is there a situation that you feel frustrated about, okay? Do you feel like you're putting effort into something and not seeing results? Or are you losing your patience with something, okay? With the Seven of Pentacles, it's almost like you feel like, you know, nothing is working out the way that you would like it to, okay? Go ahead and clarify that energy. Yeah, we've got the Ace of Wands in the reverse. So for some of you guys, you feel like things are just kind of stagnant right now. So if you're single, you know, there may not be anybody that you're dealing with, or if you are dating, it's not necessarily anything that's exciting you. If you're in a relationship, you know, there's something that's kind of slowing you guys down, or you guys may have even hit a plateau where, you know, nothing is just really going on, or you just feel like you've put in more effort into the situation than maybe the other person, okay? Go ahead and see what your challenge is and what's crossing you. And we've got the Six of Wands in the reverse. So this could be a situation where either you're, you know, energy and your confidence is a little low, or maybe if you're in a relationship, the other person's energy and confidence is a little bit low, okay? But this can also indicate a situation where, you know, your challenge is to either try to avoid, you know, situations that are just going to lead to like one night stands or sexual conquests, right? Or maybe, you want to do that, so your challenge is to like not, okay? And also with the challenge here, we've got the Emperor. So some of you may be in a situation with the Emperor, right? Someone who's older, someone who's responsible, stable. This person could also even possibly be an Aries, okay? But also what I'm seeing is your challenge is to be more confident, okay? If you're feeling like you're lacking confidence right now, maybe that's why, you know, you're feeling this Ace of Wands, this lack of energy, this lack of motivation, then your challenge is to get back to feeling like the Emperor, get back to feeling like you're in control of the situation, okay? Let's go ahead and move on to your past energy, which you're coming out of, and that's the Six of Swords in the reverse. So you're coming out of feeling stuck. You're coming out of a situation where you felt trapped, where you felt like, you know, so maybe this has been going on for a while, this stagnant time, okay, this stagnant period where nothing's really happening, okay? We'll go ahead and clarify that. And we've got the Queen of Swords, okay? So for some of you, maybe this is a situation where you were interested in someone and they put you in the friend zone, or they've kind of put the ice on, you know, the situation. Or with the Queen of Swords, this could represent a time where, you know, someone was very honest with you, or you were very honest with someone about how you felt about the situation, okay? But the Queen of Swords is about like, maybe you felt like you were stuck or trapped in a situation with someone who represented the Queen of Swords to you, okay? Someone who was very, you know, more intellectual, less nurturing. She's not quite like the Queen of Pentacles. She's not as emotional as the Queen of Cups. You know, this person is a logical, no nonsense type of a person, okay? Moving on to your future, what you're moving into, and we've got justice, okay? So for some of you, it's, like weighing the cons, the pros and cons of a situation. Justice, maybe you're moving into a better situation where you feel like things are more fair and balanced, okay? For some of you, this may be a Libra. This may represent a Libra. We go ahead and we clarify that, and we get strength in reverse, okay? So here, I feel like, yes, you may move into a more fair and balanced situation, but I feel like you have to pay attention to your self-esteem, okay? I really feel like you need to just somehow, Sagittarius, something has got you down. Something has got you not feeling as confident as you normally feel. All right, so, in order to really take advantage of this energy, of this fairness, right, of getting moving into a situation or things moving towards a direction that you feel like is more fair, you do have to work on your self-esteem and your confidence, okay? That's something that we build up for ourselves. Someone else, other people can make us feel good, but it's for us to really kind of self-care and take care of ourselves and, build up our own self-esteem and confidence, right? That's why it's called self-esteem. For some of you, you may be dealing with someone who you found to be overbearing, okay? You may be dealing with someone who is, basically testing your strength, okay, testing your boundaries. And so here it's almost like, okay, you know what, once and for all, let's figure this out, okay? When you see this justice card, you see this sword, that means that it's time for basically karma. So if you've been in a situation where someone hasn't been putting the effort in, then it's like time to rectify that situation. Whatever is going on with the justice card present, it's time to rectify that. So then it may be time to rectify, you feeling so downtrodden and insecure or lacking confidence, okay? Now, if you're dealing with someone who has that energy, and that's the energy that they're bringing to the table, then you're going to address that, okay? It's time to address that because it's bringing you down, okay? And you feel like it's holding up your relationship. All right. If you're single, I just really feel like this is about you addressing your own confidence issues, okay? And I feel like this has come up in a few readings for August. So Sagittarius, maybe, if I can remember what other sign that was. I think it was the Scorpio reading. So if you're a Sagittarius in a relationship with a Scorpio, you might want to check out the Scorpio relationship reading because it did reference someone who needed to, work on their confidence and self-esteem. What you want is the Devil in reverse, okay? So for some of you, maybe it's a Capricorn that you want, okay? If it is not a Capricorn, okay, what I'm going to say next does not have anything to do with the Capricorn, but just the energies of the Devil card, okay? This means that you want to not feel trapped in a situation anymore. Okay, you don't want to feel bound to a situation. You don't want to be lusting over somebody so much that you can't control yourself, okay? It's almost like getting back control, right? And that's really, to me, what these two cards mean. It's like time to get control of the situation, all right? So with the Devil in reverse, you don't want a codependent situation. You don't want a situation that's unhealthy, or you don't want to continue unhealthy habits from your past, okay? Clarify that. We've got the Three of Pentacles. So you want a more cooperative situation, okay? You want a situation where you guys move and work together as a team, okay? You want somebody who is going to work with you and not against you, okay? Someone who's going to work with you and not manipulate you. Okay, Sagittarius? Try to see if I can keep these cards in frame. What's going on internal, what your internal factors are for the month of August. Ooh, we got the King of Swords, okay? So the King of Swords, I feel like is about you using your logic, okay? It's about you being more level-headed. It's about you also being kind of opinionated and expressing those opinions, okay? The King of Swords, maybe some of you are in a relationship with an air sign or someone who represents the King of Swords. Cups. All right, let's go ahead and clarify that position. We get the Nine of Wands in the reverse, okay? So I feel like some of you are really going to address this paranoia or address this low energy that you've been feeling, okay? You're going to address the fact that you're kind of feeling worn out. Some of you are in a situation that's kind of wearing on you. All right, and I feel like with the King of Swords here, yeah, you're addressing that particular situation. Okay, if it's like I said, if you are in a relationship with someone who is low energy, or someone who is not bringing anything to the table, or who's not pulling their weight, right? Maybe, this person is even manipulating you with this, oh, poor me. And you're just like, this is not fair, and we're going to get this situation fair. We're going to stabilize this situation, okay? So I think that's your challenge, is to kind of stabilize this situation. All right. And now, like for my singles, whether the situation is you, just being very low energy and not really feeling it and not attracting the kind of situations that you want, or for those of you who are in a relationship with someone who is low energy and that person is essentially threatening to bring your energy down, I think you're going to be like, hey, can we work together? Is there anything I can do? How can we fix this situation? All right. So I feel like Sagittarius, some of you guys are really just trying to stabilize a relationship. Okay. You're trying to revive something. All right. Maybe some of you have reconciled with someone that you moved away from in the past. Okay. Maybe some of you moved away or felt like you couldn't move away from this person. And now you're contemplating, okay, what is the next move? All right, but we can't stay here in this stagnant place, okay? Moving on to the advice for the reading, and we've got the Three of Cups, okay? So where can we have a little bit more fun, okay? Is it a situation where you guys just need to get out more and do more things? Whether you're single and you just need to get out and go to different parties, you need to go to events, all right? Maybe if you get out and you go to things, you might meet somebody out somewhere, okay? If you're in a relationship, maybe you and your partner need to get out and do more things with each other, okay? Three of Cups is not just about love triangles, and especially in the advice section, the Three of Cups is about enjoying yourself more, okay? It's about celebrations. It's about spending time with family and friends. So, for some of you who are going through a time where things are stagnant for you, maybe it's time to just move things along by changing up your routine. Okay, especially if you feel like you've been stuck in a routine, especially if somebody's feeling paranoid because it's like, wow, nothing's really going on. I'm, a little nervous about how this relationship is going to go. And, like I say all the time, relationships go through ups and downs. Okay, so if you're having a low period or a stagnant period, then, try to find ways to liven things up. Okay, moving on to the external factors. And you've got the High Priestess, okay? So some of you are dealing with someone who might be a water sign, possibly a Pisces, okay? But if not, you may be dealing with someone who is very self-contained, self-possessed. All right, so maybe, like I said, it's your self-esteem that's a little bit low, and maybe you're having some type of let me see, what's the word I'm looking for? Maybe your confidence is kind of shot because you're interested in someone who is kind of like either playing hard to get, or they are just unavailable, okay? The High Priestess is considered, someone who is kind of hard to get. They're the unavailable person, whether they're already in a relationship or they just don't want a relationship. So some of you may be in a situation where, you're dealing with someone who is you can't figure them out. You don't quite understand them. You don't know how to get them, okay? However you want to interpret that. Or you're dealing with someone who's just very in tune with themselves, and maybe that's making you even more self-conscious about yourself, okay? But also with the High Priestess, it could be someone who is giving you advice. So let's go ahead and clarify this position. And we've got the Four of Cups. So someone, whether this High Priestess feels like, they took you for granted before and they're not going to anymore. The Four of Cups in reverse is about not taking things for granted. It's about considering an offer. Okay, so maybe this person, even though you're nervous, even though you feel like nothing's going on, maybe this person's just considering the situation. This person's considering the relationship, okay? So maybe you're not really hearing from them, or maybe you feel like things are stagnant, not because they're not interested, but because they are taking their own time to figure out either if this is what they want or how they want to proceed in the situation. Okay. For some of you, it's about someone who is no longer, taking a situation for granted. Okay. So maybe you were in a situation before where someone did take you for granted and you did feel stuck or you did feel trapped, or vice versa. That's how this person felt. Okay. These general readings, they can go either way because they are general. So maybe it's a situation where somebody felt that the other person wasn't taking them for was taking them for granted, and now that energy is kind of turning around. All right, let's go ahead and move on to your hopes and your fears. Ooh, we've got the Queen of Swords in reverse. So you fear a very messy, nasty situation. All right, you fear someone who's very cold. You fear that this person is going to cut you off. You fear that this person is going to be just, out of control, nasty and vindictive if things don't work out their way, or maybe you're afraid that you're going to get to that point. But I think with the Queen of Swords, you're afraid of someone who is going to be very spiteful and vindictive towards you, very just nasty energy. All right, we go ahead and clarify that. And we've got the Page of Wands. So, for those of you who are maybe dealing with a fire sign, or maybe some of you are concerned that you're going to hear some nasty, or maybe you're afraid that someone's going to spread some nasty gossip about you, or that you're going to hear something, nasty and mean about this person that you're in a situation with. But for whatever reason, you guys are fearing, or maybe you guys are fearing hearing from someone. Okay, maybe there was this Queen of Swords, whoever this person was, maybe you guys don't want to hear from them, okay? And you're a little bit afraid that this person is going to contact you and they're not going to have very nice things to say to you. Especially if you've moved on from this relationship, or if you found a way to move on from the relationship, okay? Or if you're trying to find a way to move away from a relationship. Maybe some of you have found someone who, you feel like you can work with, or will work with you as far as what you want, and you're a little bit afraid of the backlash of maybe what your ex is going to say, or, like for those of you who are dealing with someone and have met someone new, you're afraid to cut off the old person, because you're afraid of how they're going to respond. All right, so let's go ahead and move on to the outcome of this reading. And we've got the Ten of Cups in the reverse, okay? So there is going to be some disappointment. There is going to be some negative emotions to deal with. There is going to be a loss. For some of you, this will be the ending of a relationship, okay? But for others of you, it's just, like I said, you're going through a period where you and your partner, if you're in a relationship, may not be on the same page. All right. If you're single, you're going through a situation where, there's maybe no love coming in. Or like I said, the people who are around are not necessarily, people that you want. All right. We've got also the Knight of Cups. So the Knight of Cups in reverse and the Ten of Cups in reverse. So for some of you, either you're coming off as a player, or maybe you're dealing with someone who's a player, okay? Someone who's just about romancing, love them and leave them. But they're very focused on, pretending like they're in love, okay? They're very good at manipulating people's emotions and manipulating things. So some of you may be dealing with this. Like I said, you may be dealing with someone who's manipulating you. It's like they're not putting the effort and the energy in, but then they're making excuses as to why. Like, oh, I'm not happy right now, or something's wrong, or XYZ. Like they always have an excuse or a reason, right? They're making excuses as to why they're not pulling their weight in the situation. All right. And so I feel like here, you realizing that this person is kind of pulling your chain. Okay, Sagittarius. If you're a cross watcher and this is the opposite, then it could be, if you could be dealing with a Sagittarius who's doing this to you. But I feel like there's just the theme for this is just about stabilizing the situation, like really seeing the fact that, okay, if things are stagnant, are they stagnant because we're just going through things right now, or are they stagnant because this person is just really not contributing anything to the situation? Okay, and for whatever the reason may be, whether they're, depressed, they're not feeling their best, they're fearful or worried about the course of the relationship. Maybe you're dealing with someone who's paranoid. Maybe you're dealing with paranoia. But at the end of the day, there's, someone who is not pulling their weight in this situation, and someone who is getting tired of the fact that the other person isn't pulling their weight. All right, Sagittarius, so that is your August reading. All right, just basically about stabilizing the situation, okay? Where can we fix things? Where do we need to liven things up? Do I need to get out more? Do we need it to get out more? What do we need to do to get this energy moving again? All right, guys, so if this reading resonated, guys, let me know. If you would like a more personalized reading, okay, that's tailor-made to your situation, you guys can contact me for a personal reading. My information is in the description bar below. My email address is divine, D-I-V-I-N-E, divine love tarot. I always mess this up, @gmail.com. All right, guys, so I will see you guys at the next reading. Bye, Sagittarius. All right, guys. Sorry about that. Literally little interruption. I was my little cousin. So let us continue with your reading. Right. So what I was saying is, if you don't find the courage, or if this person doesn't find the courage to say what needs to be said or address what needs to be addressed, then we have a situation where maybe you want continuing to push the situation forward is going to bring sadness, okay? So let's move ahead to what you want. You want the Fool in reverse, okay? So let me go ahead. I'll clarify that. Ooh, the Knight of Swords in reverse. This represents a little bit of recklessness, Scorpio. It's like you guys just want to go off and do your own thing, okay? And I feel like this is a little bit of this Chariot in reverse energy, where it's like you want to forge ahead regardless of any warnings, okay? There's warning signs here, but with the Fool in the reverse is a little reckless, a little naive. The Fool in reverse wants to go, where no man's gone before, and isn't worried about the consequences. So I feel like that's where you're at right now, Scorpio. For some of you, you may want someone who was an Aquarius, but this Knight of Swords is in the reverse also. So it points that there may be some instability with this person, but really I feel like your energy is just more of just going forward regardless, because you just want what you want, okay? Let's see what's going on internally. We've got the Two of Wands. So you know that there's a decision that needs to be made, okay? And it's all about, are you ready to take that next step? Okay, with the two of Wands, because Wands is energy. Are you ready to put energy into this decision? Okay, it's not about just making a decision, but are you ready to put in what you need to do to follow through with that decision? And here we get the Eight of Wands in reverse. So it's almost like you don't have the motivation to do what you feel like needs to be done, or to do what needs to be done. So as much as you have like some wanderlust here, you have some recklessness, you just want to push and forge ahead, you don't really have the motivation right now, Scorpio. Okay? You're still kind of on the fence about it, because to be honest, you just don't have the energy right now. All right, maybe you have other things going on in your life. Maybe you're tired of, being all defensive, or you're tired of defending your stance when it comes to how you feel or what you want in this relationship. And so you're just like, you know what, I just don't have the energy. All right. For my singles, there's a new path that you want to take, or you're thinking about taking, and the same thing applies. You just don't have the energy for whatever reason. Okay. And that, let's go ahead and move on to the advice. We got the Two of Cups, okay? So, I mean, sorry, the Page of Cups. So with the Page of Cups as advice, I feel like this is, you know, telling you to maybe express your emotions a little bit more. I know Scorpio, it should be easy for you to express your emotions, but maybe in a more gentle, positive manner, okay? The Page of Cups is about playfulness in the relationship. It's not just about sensitivity and emotions, but pages are also messages. So maybe you need to communicate more effectively your emotions, versus maybe showing them, okay? So if you're more of a shower and not a doer, you know, not a communicator, I should say, some people just need to hear how you feel, okay? They want to hear how you feel about them. They want to hear what you feel, and maybe that's what the courage is. You need to get the courage up to really express your emotions to whoever you're dealing with, and maybe that's what you guys need to kind of get over this hump. Okay, from my singles, you know, the page is about newness. The page is about new love, fresh energy. So for some of you, you just need to put on a fresh face, I feel like. All right, if you've been kind of moping around or down in the dumps because of an old situation, or just about the fact that you're single, you know, the Page of Cups, she kind of wears her heart on her sleeve a little bit more. She's a little bit more, quote unquote, naive about love, because pages are, you know, less mature than knights and queens and kings and stuff like that. So I think it's about innocence. All right, that's going to be my word. The Page of Cups is like, let's get back to a little bit of our emotional innocence, okay? Before we got stuck in, you know, mind games and disappointments and high expectations and things like that. All right, let's take it back to basics in the romance and the love department. Let's go ahead and see what's going on with your external factors. Your external factors, you've got someone who's trying to get over a little bit of hurt or rejection, okay? You've got someone who feels like they've been, you know, maybe they feel like the situation was just a lot for them, okay? And they're either healing slowly or they're attempting to heal from something. Yeah, we've got the Ace of Pentacles in reverse. So this person that you're dealing with, Scorpio, for some of you, this person is broken. Whether it's by this situation or whether you've met them this way and that's how they are, they're still getting over something. So the potential to have something that has a real strong foundation just doesn't seem to be there right now, because maybe this is the person that's out of balance. Maybe they're lacking balance and it's not anything to do with you, Scorpio, but it's throwing you off balance because you're dealing with them. Okay, let's go ahead and move on to your hopes and your fears. And we've got the Six of Swords in the reverse. So you're kind of worried that you're going to get stuck in this situation, okay? You're worried that basically you're not going to be able to get out of this rut, if it's a relationship rut. If you're single, you're worried that you're not going to be able to move past whatever energy you feel like is keeping you stuck. And you're worried about heartbreak, okay? You're worried about getting your heart broken, but you know, if you're being stubborn and you're trying to fight for a situation, or you're trying to find the courage to fight for a situation, or maybe you're giving up. For some of you, you might be giving up on a situation, okay? And that's where this lack of courage is. It's not so much finding the courage, but for some of you, you're just giving up because you're tired. You're tired. You don't have the energy to keep fighting with this person or fighting things anymore. So some of you are afraid that you may be stuck in this heartbreak, okay? This may be your energy that someone sees of you on the outside looking in. They see someone who's trying to heal. They see someone who's getting over some, you know, disappointments and some struggles, and someone who's just not ready for anything new. Okay, so if that resonates, guys, let me know. All right, go ahead and move on to your outcome. We've got the Three of Cups. So for some of you, you know, this could be a third-party situation. If it's not a third-party situation, Three of Cups can also represent happiness, celebrations, going out, partying. So maybe some of you are just going to be getting out more. All right, let's go ahead and clarify that. We've got the Two of Cups in the reverse. So there's definitely a situation where some of you may find out that you're either in a third-party situation, or you are just unhappy with a third-party situation that you may knowingly be a part of. A lot of people get angry at that, but there are a lot of people who are in third-party situations and they know it. And you know, it's not always a surprise. It's not always someone who lied to you. Some people willingly are part of these situations. But Scorpio, I feel like, I'm sorry, this is a 10 of Cups in reverse. So I'm sorry. I totally messed up. It's the 10 of Cups in the reverse. And I feel like this unhappiness is due to either third-party situations, okay, whether it's either you're seeing someone else, they're seeing someone else, or there's someone else who is influencing their actions, which is causing you unhappiness, okay? And, you know, Scorpio, I feel like this has been teeter-tottering for a while. Scorpios, you guys have been dealing with, you know, a situation that you outright said that you're not going to let go of, okay? That's not going to resonate for everybody, but my Scorpios who it does, they know what I'm talking about because that was a few months ago. But there was a situation in a reading where basically Scorpio was just like, I'm not letting go of this person. But it's like you're holding on to something that is increasingly harder for you to hold. It's almost like trying to hold a child that's wriggling in your arms. I feel like that's what this relationship is for some of you Scorpios. It's you sitting here trying to figure out how to calm this baby, right? You feel like, you know what, I can handle this. I got a handle on this. But at the same time, it's unnerving, okay? Especially when the child won't calm down. I'm a very big on analogies and metaphors and stuff like that. So just go with me. So you're holding this baby and the baby is crying and baby's, or not even crying, the baby's just squirming and wiggling because it wants to get down because there's a toy or there's other kids playing and it just wants to get at it. And if you don't have kids, you can use your dog as a reference. But you know when you pick your dog up and it's trying to get out because it's trying to get at the cat or trying to get somewhere else, all right? But you're trying to hold something that doesn't want to be held, okay? I feel like holding on to this relationship or holding on to this person is the metaphor for that. And it's increasingly hard and it's now starting to unnerve you, okay? Because where you had all that confidence before that you could do this and that you could hold on to this until things calm down and things settled, I think you're starting to question that, or I think your confidence is starting to kind of get worn down a little bit, all right, in some situations. And especially if the wriggling hasn't stopped. You know, if you're dealing with somebody who keeps wriggling into third-party situations and you're thinking, you know what, I'm just going to ride this out until this person gains some maturity, you know, they may never gain maturity. Maybe some of you want this fool, okay? You refuse to let go of this fool who's also this Knight of Swords in reverse. You just want them because you're stuck on this person, okay? And we've covered like obsession in these readings before. I don't really see it here, but I do see the Queen of Swords in reverse and a need for balance. It's challenge. It's a challenge for you to find the balance, Scorpio. It's not even about, oh, you need to find it. The fact that you have to find balance is a challenge for you. So that is going to resonate with some, okay? Now, I just have to say that if you're a Scorpio that's in a pretty decent relationship, you know, maybe look at the relationship readings. I know some of these readings get a little bit, you know, to the left because there's a lot of people who watch these channels who are dealing with third-party situations or relationships where they don't know or don't understand why the other person is doing what they're doing. So it's probably going to resonate more for people who are looking for answers than people who are just coming to see what's going to happen next in a relationship. At least my videos anyway, okay? I think me just getting to see that these readings that I do for a large audience, you know, it picks up on the strongest energy. So someone who's actually going through it in their relationship, their energy is probably going to be a lot stronger than somebody who's just curious to know what happens next for them, if that makes any sense. So I'm not trying to say that, you know, you guys are not, you know, welcome, of course, but I'm just saying that not a lot of the message is going to resonate. Maybe just take the part that does resonate for you. Or like I said, if it's just not, it just isn't. And, you know, maybe I'm not the reader for you. Maybe we just don't click, okay? But what I do with these cards is just reading the cards and I'm following the energy. There's energy here, okay? I'm not just making this up and telling a story. And so if you feel like there's something missing, that's where a personal reading comes in, because then I'm focusing on your energy. All right, guys? So that is your reading, Scorpio. You know, your Scorpio readings have been kind of messy for a while now. My Scorpios, I'm telling you, I have some signs that I just know your readings are always going to take me somewhere. All right. And I feel like, you know, after a while, I'm up here like, and, you know, for this to happen, da da da, it's like a preacher. But it's all love, guys. It's all love. And, you know, what I want is for everybody to get to a place of happiness. And sometimes you go through hard times. You know, relationships aren't easy, okay? Being single isn't easy. Dating isn't easy, especially in these times where everybody, you know, people are not even sure who they are anymore, okay? You meet people and you're trying to get to know them, and child, they're trying to get to know themselves. Or they're not even trying to get to know themselves. They don't even know they don't know who they are. And you're looking and you're like, okay, all right, next. So, you know, if the readings kind of seem like they get a little bit out there and they get a little bit crazy, because girls, guys, there's a lot of crazy things going on. And if you're lucky enough to not be dealing with any crazy, and if you're in a nice, you know, relationship, if you're feeling kind of secure, then I'm clapping for you guys. Congratulations. Hold on to it and do whatever you got to do to make it work, because you see what's out here. All right? You see what's out here. So if you're in a great relationship, high five to you. Kisses, blessings. To everybody else that's trying to figure it out the best way we know how, here it is, okay? Let's try to take it back to a time of innocence, okay? Bring it down a few levels. Take it back to level 1. See if we missed some things, okay? Did we miss some things reaching for the stars and the moon, shooting for the stars with this person? Are we doing too much with this person? All right? Do we need to love more, fight less? You know, what's going on? So that's your reading, Scorpio, okay? And like I said, if you want a more personalized reading, guys, go ahead and contact me. My information is in the description bar below this video. And I will see you guys. Oh, check out your relationship readings. They're already up for August. And I'll see you guys at the next video. Bye, Scorpio.